Okay, today we are playing a game on Volskaya Industries. We are in the Gold SR range, and we will be playing Pharah the entire way through. It's been a long day. Our current team composition is Reinhardt, Roadhog, Genji, Pharah, Mercy, and Moira. So, very average, and there's not too much to say about it. So we're just going to start the game, because this is quite a long game. You can't see it because the video is kind of a weird resolution, so I've, shrunk it down a bit, but the timeline for the video is 21:41, and that's with the in-between rounds cut out. We're gonna be here for a while. It's a 2CP map. I hate 2CP map. What an edgy opinion, I know. So, we're playing Pharah. We wanna do a lot of poking so we can build up our ultimate, and we wanna try and vary up our angle so that we are unpredictable. Their team is really bad at killing us. They are currently, Reaper, Mei, and Symmetra. So there's absolutely nothing they can do to us as Pharah, which is fantastic news. It's basically the dream, where they have nothing that can really contest us. So we can just sort of float around and do whatever. Now, they do have a Symmetra. We are really good against Symmetra as Pharah, so we have this, secondary objective on this kind of map, where Symmetra is going to set up her turrets inside of the doorway, as Symmetra typically does. We as Pharah can just float over the top and, try to scrape the turrets off the walls on the inside. Now, don't do that if you think you're going to get shot to death by a McCree or something, but that's not an issue for us right now. So we do want to try and scrape the turrets off the inside wall so that our team doesn't have to try and push through those as we are engaging a fight. And we don't really have anything to be afraid of because of their team composition. Now, Genji has gone behind to do some flanking, as one typically does on Genji. Their team is also extremely low damage output, so our team can kind of just walk through the door eventually, which is exactly what happens right here. Some of them break away to go back and fight Genji, and now we can just kind of walk in. Mei's very annoying, but she can't do anything to us. Mei, honestly, in this position is, really inconvenient, and you might as well just go off to try and fight somebody else, because she comes out, we all know what happens. She comes out, we try and kill her, even if she doesn't just, disappear in a doorway, she can wall herself off. It's gonna be extraordinarily annoying. I'd rather go and try to kill their Mercy or their Symmetra, because they do have a Symmetra, and we don't want her to put her teleporter down, because she's playing Symmetra. So, Roadhog has just managed to kill 2 people, which is great, and now we've started getting control over the fight. Now, what we should be doing right now is going off to look for Symmetra, because they have a Symmetra, and we don't see her anywhere. What does that mean? That means Symmetra's off putting her teleporter down somewhere, as we can see by these people emerging from the teleporter. Now, we as the DPS are usually the one that has to go and deal with the teleporter, because DPS are just the ones that kill the teleporter quickly and can actually get to the teleporter quickly. Plus, we're good at killing Symmetra in general as far, because there's nothing she can do. So, fight over here is clearly under control. We can go off and look for the Symmetra, because she didn't die, but we didn't see her anywhere, which means she's off putting the teleporter down, which we don't want her to do. These are on upside down. Fuck it. It's been a very long day. They're in the hair. Alright, so, now, they can't really do anything to us. Now, what we're doing right now is usually a bit of a faux pas, Pharah, where we're just kind of floating out in open space, and we've got nothing around us that we can use as cover. But their team cannot kill Pharah, which is the dream situation. So we can just kind of float around out here trying to kill people instead. We do give this Zarya a fucking lot of charge. And we don't kill her in the end, even though we really, she's getting away with it. No, we got her in the end. Okay, it took a while, but we got her. I believe Reinhardt broke the teleporter? Yes, of all things, Reinhardt broke the teleporter. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. I believe the Symmetra changes to Lucio as well, so even less of an issue. I went back, way far to check that, but yeah. So we start, unfortunately, their Mercy's got Valkyrie, and their team is very annoying to kill, especially when they start using Valkyrie. We got Mei over here playing Mei. We can't really do anything to Pharah, to Mercy right now. Now, we do start trying to kill Roadhog right here, and I get it, it was using Whole Hog and all that, but Pharah's really bad at killing tanks. it takes her a long time to kill a tank. She does a lot of burst damage, but she doesn't really do very much consistent damage, which means she's bad at killing tanks, because you can't really burst a tank to death. You need help to make that happen. So we're better off, like, even though he's using his ultimate, we're still better off just looking for somebody else to try and bully as far, because she's really good at killing a squishy. It's 2 rockets and the squishy's dead. Like, you gotta reload to kill a tank unless somebody helps you. So they may just wasted her ultimate, as we can see, so that's great news for us. We have 98.6% captured the checkpoint, which is very sad, heartbreakingly close, but their Mercy got Valkyrie, what can you do? Our boy over here, brother spelt weirdly, like I3 other, is like, why people leave points so quickly? I don't feel like that was the issue. I feel like the issue was we just kind of didn't kill people very quickly when it came to it. So May's dead, that's great news. Genji's going in with Dragon Blade right now, and we've almost got Barrage. We use it right here? We do. Unfortunately, we only really get Lucio. This is, now, here's where Concussive Blast is really good, because what we really want to do is we want to get, like, we want to kill Mercy bare minimum, because Mercy's really important. Killing Lucio is, like, cool and all, but, like, he's not the biggest issue, especially on this point that has, like, no walls to grind on. He's not going to be that hard to kill, actually. Mercy's hiding over here, behind these boxes, which means it's a little bit awkward for her to get out. We got Concussive Blast up, we got Barrage up. Here's what we do. We Concussive Blast over towards behind these crates, kill the fuck out of their Mercy, and then hopefully kill somebody else. You know, that's sort of the ideal situation. We can sort of, like, Concussive Blast, like, off this wall, get over here, get Mercy, and then get whoever next. Probably also Zarya, since she's hanging out over there. Whereas as it stands, all we do is kill Lucio, and then everyone else is a little too far away to actually do anything too. So we can use Concussive Blast to get ourselves closer to mostly Mercy, but also the rest of their team. Now, that happens, so we know that this would have likely not mattered very much, because, I mean, Graviton's a stronger ultimate than Barrage, as it turns out. Pharah, like, there are heroes in the game where their ultimate is better than the hero, i.e. Genji and Dragon Blade. Dragon Blade is better than Genji, but unfortunately, Pharah is better than Barrage, so it's okay. We got time, you know, we got 40 entire seconds, we got 1 fight left, you know. They've used a lot of ultimates, so it's not, Mercy probably getting pretty close to having Valkyrie again, which is, you know, a little scary, but they still kind of can't do anything to us as, Pharah. Oh, no. Skype beeped. Oh, Christ. The professionalism is unbelievable. Let me just do not disturb. Oh, God. 0 days without incident. Okay, so we've almost got Barrage built up again, so we're doing a good job of building that up at least, because, I mean, some people are really bad at building. Like, I've seen Pharahs go for an entire game and only Barrage like twice. It's very depressing. We've killed their Lucio. Unfortunately, their Mercy is using Valkyrie, but our Mercy is also using Valkyrie, so we largely break even at this point. Reinhardt's getting pretty bullied, but they're still bad at killing people, team comp-wise. It's honestly depressing it's taken us this long to capture this point, considering, like, their team comp is pretty bad. And we as Pharah have had a lot of free reign. Now, I don't talk about, like, aim, because I find aim better to be woefully unhelpful, but we, as Pharah, have been given a lot of free reign in this game, because their team comp can't do anything to us. Like, you know, usually they've got, like, I'll hit scan hero, and you have to kind of sit back and play behind cover and all that. We haven't really had that issue in this game. And when you're given this kind of free reign, like, really you should kill a lot more people. Like, when you can just sort of float over the enemy team without fear of recompense, like, you should be able to just kind of kill people. So if we execute mechanically in this game better than we have done, because we've missed quite a few shots. I was thinking about that Zarya. It took us a while to kill that Zarya. If we execute mechanically better in this game, we probably capture this checkpoint way earlier, because we as far have been given so much free reign. And if you're given free reign as Pharah, you want to be just like dunking on those squishy people because there's nothing that can really stop you. We haven't been doing a great job of that. There's other stuff, obviously, like we could have gone off to get the teleporter and all that, but I think the biggest thing that has stood out over this beginning part is basically mechanical stuff, which I don't really like to talk about because aim better is not very helpful. I'm looking over at the Skype message. Now in the 1600s, asked a guy to please play a tank. He switches to Doomfist. Are you telling me Doomfist isn't a tank? He's got 250 health. That's, like, slightly over half of a Zarya. This is perfect. Perfect. Anyway, yeah. Low SR is a hellscape. High SR is also a hellscape, but is of a different kind. In low SR, people are picking Torbjorn on attack and being like, easy, a hard carry. Whereas in high SR, you just get 5 people insta-lock a DPS, none of them can actually play a DPS still somehow. Then, as soon as somebody sees a hero they don't like, they throw. The issue in high SR is getting people to not throw. And getting people to put their fucking ego down for a second so they can pick a damn support or a tank. Whereas in low SR, the problem is that dude just doesn't know that Torbjorn's not a very good hero. Especially on attack. But it's okay. You can just kind of pick McCree and shoot him and kill him. But high SR, you gotta get people to get over their fucking ego. Impossible. Can't be done. So, we're now on the second checkpoint of Volskaya Industries, the much harder checkpoint. So, didn't quite manage to kill the Mercy. Reinhardt's managed to kill himself. Not unimaginable how that's happened. We've all seen it. I did once see a Reinhardt, a couple times actually, a couple times I've seen a Reinhardt charge over here, and managed to hit the exact angle to fly off the edge over there and kill themselves. That's always very funny, because going over like that edge, that's entry-level Reinhardt badness. It takes a special kind of Reinhardt badness to fall over that edge. No, I've never done it. What are you talking about? I haven't tried to pin the Roadhog missed and just sailed off the edge of the map. Never. I always at least take the Roadhog with me, thank you very much. So, we've almost got Barrage, and we decide to use it right here. This actually blew my mind to see this happen when I watched it through. I was sitting here like, oh my god, it moves you. I had no idea the platform could move you if you were using Barrage like that. Cause usually whenever I see somebody interact with the platform and Barrage, it's cause they killed themselves on it. But dude, it can fucking move you! I had no idea. Never actually seen that happen before today. It was pretty incredible. So, we're trying to bully this Mei. Mei's like, you can't get me now. Oh fuck, right, vertical mobility. Shit. And she's now dead. Again, you know, we've missed a lot of shots. Now we're trying to bully this Roadhog. We shouldn't get pulled into this Graviton, really. Like, we shouldn't be in this position. Roadhog's not hard to hit. You shouldn't need to Goomba Stomp him. And, you don't want to be close to Roadhog, ever, so you want to be further up. So we shouldn't really have been in a position where we get caught by that Graviton. But it didn't really matter. So we're trying to kill this Zarya. Honestly, Zarya is not my concern right now, because you know what I've seen. I've seen their Mercies over there. And I want that Mercy dead before she gets to use Valkyrie, because fuck, Valkyrie would really fuck up our mojo. Oh no, she's using Valkyrie right now. It's gonna really fuck up our mojo, because now both their tanks are alive again. And we're bad at killing tanks, because we are Pharah and Genji, so, yeah. Which I think Roadhog changed to Reaper. Never mind. He's good at killing tanks, but we should have been trying to kill the Mercy. We're bad at killing tanks, and we wanted to try and kill that Zarya. No, we should be looking for the Mercy. Now, unfortunately, she's using Valkyrie. Now we don't try and kill Mercy because she's using Valkyrie. It's too hard. It's too hard. It's hard to do as a hit scan hero, let alone a projectile hero. We should be just trying to kill the people on the ground at this point. That's unfortunately the best advice you can give when Mercy's using Valkyrie. Is like, don't try and kill Mercy unless you've got an ultimate that's good at killing the Mercy. You're better off trying to kill the people on the ground and bursting them to death. Again, we shouldn't really be close enough for that to happen. We don't really need to be, like, You don't want to be close to the ground as Pharah, because that's where the fucking lower class are standing. We're better than that. We don't want to get our nice shiny armor dirty. That's why you can't use explosives near, like, you know, it might have noticed how Junkrat's explosives don't hurt him, but Pharah does. And you might think that doesn't make any sense, because Junkrat's just wearing shorts and dirt, whereas Pharah's wearing this fancy battle armor. The thing is, gold is a very bad armor, because it's a very soft metal, whereas Junkrat has the thick hide of an alligator, because he's an Australian. The Pharah's armor, very shiny, but a knight in shining armor is one who's never had his metal truly tested, and that's why Pharah can kill herself on her own rockets. She doesn't know that it's actually plastic. She thinks it's metal, but it's not. It's actually just plastic, whereas Junkrat's skin might as well be a Tarask hide. Roadhog also, but he's also a land whale, so he's got the extra padding also. And yet he's, despite being a land whale, he's in pretty good shape, all things considered. He can run faster than me. And while huffing on paint, no less. It's honestly incredible. So we have Barrage right now. And they use sound barrier, but it's no real concern. I want that Mercy dead still, is what I'm building up to here. Because we're not really focusing the Mercy right now. And Mercy, like, we want Mercy dead. Here we use Barrage a little bit too close to the Blizzard, and that ends up getting us frozen. Very sad. But, like, look at this Mercy. She just put herself in the corner. It's so easy to hit Mercy right now. She's in the corner. Right? She's in the corner. And we also have Barrage, so what we could also do is, we've seen Lucio and Mercy end up next to each other in this corner. What we could do, if this position, we see him going over there, if we just, like, drop down and concussive blast off the platform, we could get over these two fools and barrage right on top of their heads. Now, granted, that does require you noticing that's happening and then reacting to it very quickly. But that's sort of the eventual goal, is that you can see these things, like, you can pick out in the middle of this chaos beneath you the exact thing that you want to try and kill, and then get over to that very quickly and murder it. But we weren't really focusing Mercy at all during that fight, and we want Mercy dead. We're good at killing squishy people. We're great at killing supports as Pharah. Also, like, they now have a D.Va, it's very inconvenient. D.Va isn't as good against Pharah as she used to be since they nerfed Defense Matrix, but it's still inconvenient. You know, we don't really want to deal with it. Now, we are very good at killing D.Va when she comes out of mech. So if we see D.Va lose her mech, we do want to try and kill her then. But otherwise, we're trying to ignore tanks still. We want to kill the Mercy still. Mercy. We haven't been focusing her as much as we should be. So we almost have Barrage again, which is cool. D.Va's doing this. This is very annoying. No need to use Concussive Blast there, because it's only D.Va coming at us. It's not scary. If anything, honestly, we could use Concussive Blast to get back over to them quicker again. So, Reaper's done that, which is a very poor decision on his part, but he did manage to slip away. Here we use Concussive Blast for essentially no reason, because, like, it doesn't, like, it gets us away from Reaper, but honestly, we just shouldn't be that close to Reaper. We could just, like, land on this edge, honestly, and walk with him. But, like, didn't need to use Concussive Blast there, and, like, Reaper's gotten away. He honestly shouldn't have gotten away with that. We just didn't actually kill him, and the Concussive Blast was very unnecessary and probably helped him out more in the end. Because, like, honestly, he's gonna go down the corridor of death. That shouldn't be an issue for us as Pharah versus a Reaper in general, but especially in there. So he's in the corner right now, and May's like, May! You're killing me! May doesn't care. So, now, we're gonna Goomba stomp these people to death. We focus the Lucio to death because he's, you know, we ignore the Roadhog. Now, we want this Mercy dead. Mercy's backing away, Mercy's dead. And now it's gonna be a textbook, oh, overtime started and our team suddenly actually was good and managed to capture the checkpoint. Ah, the overtime effect is incredible. It's like, you know, if my team played as well during overtime, my team played as well as they do in overtime during the entire game, I'd never lose the game. It's true. But it's also a combination of the enemy team getting complacent at the same time. The one team's like, fuck, we gotta stop fucking around and actually try now. And the other team's like, yeah, it's no problem, we got this. And then these two things collide with each other and you end up losing the checkpoint. you know, oh fuck, they've got a Widowmaker. I don't know if we knew that before the game, but we now know they have a Widowmaker, so we now have to be very careful. Oh fuck, Widowmaker killed us again. Obviously very sad. Now we do go a very, quite a predictable route where we just kind of come back this way. It's good it's well played by the Widowmaker, honestly, and like, if the Widowmaker's gonna play better than you, there's not much you can do about that one. But like, if we go like a little bit more this way, there's cover over there to use, whereas if we come back this way, we've got a big expanse of openness behind us, right? Whereas over there, there's a wall for us to hide behind, and if necessary, we can, like, dip down and come around. Because, like, this is the fear, is that, like, you get killed by the Widowmaker again. And that, going back that way, it's a big expanse and nothing until you can get to the shed, and then you can get behind the shed. But, like, anyway, whereas over that way, there's a wall. So now we've got to get back to the checkpoint. It's alright, they lost their Mercy and their Pharah as well, so even though we died, they're probably not going to make much more progress in because they lost their main healer, and they lost Pharah, who is their main DPS, because the other DPS is Widowmaker. We also have a Widowmaker, so that's cool. But we have to remember they have a Widowmaker, and we have to play around that fact now. And basically avoid being in Widowmaker's line of sight as much as possible. So they have a Winston. Winston is inconvenient because he can do guaranteed damage to us. Now the fear here is that Winston just comes up into the air and tases us a bunch, which is very easy to do damage to us, and then Widowmaker only has to body shot us to finish us off. That's the fear right now. We are, however, I would remind you, we are in gold SR, so there's a little bit too much coordination for the average team to pull off. It doesn't work that way in diamond. It's probably not going to work in gold. This is very scary, because we're scared of Widowmaker currently, and we know she's still alive, because she just killed Roadhog. So we have to really avoid doing what we're doing right now, basically, where we're out in open space. Now, we do have Infrasight, so we know where their Widowmaker is, but like, oh, we've got to not do this. We've got to not do that. We've just got to try and avoid being in Widowmaker's line of sight. Now, it is worth remembering that Pharah doesn't always have to be in the air. Counterintuitively enough, this hero is based entirely around flying. But it's kind of her character. But you don't always have to be in the air. You can just hang out on the ground as well and just, like, keep peeking corners over and over again shooting. Which, if the enemy team has a good hit scan hero, you usually have to play closer to the ground, because jumping suddenly becomes a lot scarier. Unless you have cover to use in the air. In which case, it's not as scary. But if they have, like, a good hit scan player, you do usually have to play closer to the ground. Which is not the end of the world, because you do still have a rocket launcher. It still does do a lot of burst damage. And just like peeking a corner over and over again is strong. We should not be doing this. Do not elect to fight the Widowmaker. If you're gonna do that, play close to a corner, so that if you see the Widowmaker looking at you, you can get out of the way. So you got hooked and killed there. It's very unfortunate. It's gonna happen sometimes, though, because life is just difficult sometimes, basically. So, Mercy is using Valkyrie out here, so that means this team fight's probably not going to be too much of an issue. Oh, let's get her. She's dead. She did res the Roadhog, but that just means Roadhog's going to die again because they've lost that team fight. Mercy should not have done that one. So we have a Bastion now, which is significantly less good at dealing with Widowmaker. Reaper's wasting his ultimate over here, which is fantastic news for us. He killed somebody, but, like, who cares? We can just step on Zenyatta, fucking tranquil this bitch. Again, very scary to do this when we know that there's a Widowmaker on their team, because our path to safety is very scary. Basically now, because we know they have a Widowmaker, and we are afraid of her killing us, we have to kind of be scanning for her constantly, and I mean, she's hard to see, she's a fucking pencil-thin model, but, like, we gotta be scanning for Widowmaker, and then if we see Widowmaker look at us, we've gotta, like, be getting out of the way, basically. Because we do have to respect the fact that she can one-shot us. And even if she doesn't one-shot us, she can always just, like, body-shot us and body-shot us again. Or, like, with somebody else's help, body-shot us and kill us, so... you know, it's very inconvenient. she hasn't killed us that many times, all things considered, but that one time at the start did feel really bad. So, we can kind of bide our time on this one, pop out behind him and kill him with when Transcendence is ending. You can kill people through Transcendence with Barrage, though, also, if you're just, like, right next to them. Because Barrage does a fucking lot of damage, to put it in academic terms. So now we see McCree over here. I don't know if McCree has replaced Widowmaker or not. If he's replaced Widowmaker, that's fantastic news for us, because McCree can't one-shot us. He can still kill us quite quickly. He's the second most scary hit-scan hero for us to play against, but he's less scary than Widowmaker. Soldier is the least scary, because Soldier actually has to shoot you a lot of times to kill you. As long as you're playing near cover, it's very hard for Soldier to actually kill Pharah. So, McCree is the second most scary. Widow is the most scary. I think that McCree replaced Widowmaker. I'm not 100% certain right now. Basically, I was watching the kill feed and I never saw Widow come by again. I only saw McCree. So that's less scary. It gives us more free reign. And, we don't have total free reign, obviously, but it's more free reign than if they had a Widow. So, Mercy's got Valkyrie, so even though things are looking scary, it's all good. Then this boy gets Earth-Shattered, get fucked. Now, we still, this boy, he's not our concern still. Like, no. It takes too long to kill Roadhog. He's got too much blubber. Now, what I see over here is I see Baby Diva. I don't want Baby Diva to get in her mech. What we do is we go over here and we start killing Baby Diva. We can just shoot at her, because she's kind of in the corridor. But we've also got Concussive Blast. Oh, is that Mercy? No, that's Reaper. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Fucking very different models. Whatever. We can Concussive Blast ourselves over there, cut across the point very quickly, and start trying to Goomba Stomp on the Diva and trying to kill the Reaper as well. Roadhog is not our concern. It takes so long to kill him. We're better off going off to killing the squishy people. Reaper should not have done that one. That's not allowed. Not bad ideas. Bad plays. So, here's Moira. Moira's a little scary for, Pharah because she can do guaranteed damage to, well, essentially guaranteed damage. It's not completely guaranteed. There's a slight aim requirement. But she takes a very long time to kill you as well, so we don't have to worry about it too much, but we have to avoid, putting ourselves, like, if we are out in open space, Moira might be able to kill us before we can actually get back to cover again. So, we have to remember that. So, but we also know now that they have Moira Zenyatta, so they don't have a Mercy anymore, which is way less good. Because, Mercy is a pretty strong hero, as it turns out. She will continue to be strong, even after she gets nerfed. So, things are going pretty well now. Enemy team are mad staggered, and they kind of just keep doing it, so that's making it nice and convenient for us. So we got Barrage. They've only got, like, 2 pushes left in them right now. Here's a Junkrat. Freest, easiest game in the entire world right there. So I would not recommend that one, because honestly you should get away with more than you should be able to get away with on this one, because we've seen Roadhog. Roadhog is mad scary. We're also low health when we start doing that, so like Junkrat's only gotta hit us once and kill us. Like, don't do that. That's a bad idea. We get more than we should get, honestly, from that position. We end up in a really bad position all the way out there, so, like, just not being in that position is the best thing we could do. But if we end up in that position anyway, just, like, don't use Barrage. It's way easy to die when you start using Barrage, so you really don't want to use it when you're, like, below 100 hit points as well. So, really low to the ground right now. Fucking lower class are down here. We don't want to be down here, honestly. Oh, fucking peasants like Reaper are down here. So, Transcendence is happening, which is very inconvenient, because that makes it very difficult for us to kill people, unsurprisingly enough. Concussive Blasting here doesn't really do very much, because, like, it kind of scatters somebody a little bit, but, like, honestly, you can very easily end up helping them more than hindering them with that kind of move, and, like, then we land on the ground and we get killed by that, and they capture the checkpoint. Oh, no. It's alright, they only had 24 seconds, so it's not like they've got a huge time advantage over us or anything. So we're coming out this door on Volskaya Industries right now, which I don't think I've done since the beta, honestly. So Reaper was hanging out here, which is definitely not what he should have been doing. We do, like, I was gonna say, Concussive Blasting doesn't really get you here that much quicker, and you can use it to punish somebody if they're doing this kind of thing. But, like, honestly, this is so fucking, like, he shouldn't be doing this. Like, disregard that, like, He shouldn't be doing that, so we don't, like, it happens, like, once out of every 100 games. So, their Diva was also, like, mad out of position. If we get up here quicker, we can try and concussive blast Diva back out into our team, because, like, Diva's, like, she was way out of position. And if you can push somebody into your team, that's good, because it's usually real easy to kill them. We can see, like, Diva was in a bad spot, so if we get up here quickly enough, we can push her back into our team with Concussive Blast, and then hopefully she doesn't get back out again. If you can push one person into your team, that usually ends up converting into a kill. So, we can Concussive Blast away from them, which doesn't really gain us anything. Like, we get further away from Junkrat, but, like, we could just jump, and Junkrat's not going to be an issue, because Jump's off cooldown right now. So, like, we just jump, Junkrat's not a problem anymore. Now we're way far away from them, and it's hard to hit them, and, like, their team can't really kill us, so it's not, we didn't need to get that far away. But, so we want that Symmetra dead right now, because we don't want to use a teleporter, but, like, she was fucking hosed regardless. Their Mercy died really early on in this fight, so it's very hard for them to recover from this, and we end up capturing the checkpoint. We've got most of the way towards Valkyrie, so we can probably build it up during this next team fight that we're gonna get. They lost this fight quite handedly, so we probably have a solid ult lead. Like, honestly, don't bother concussive blasting this boy away. Like, you want him to come onto the point, frankly, because he will definitely die if he comes onto the objective. Like, honestly, you want him to do that. You want him to come on so he can kill himself. So we can concussive blast over here to get over here quicker, fair enough, you know. There's the risk that someone on their team has changed to a hit scan hero, so we do have to be a little scared. And we can see that they do indeed now have a McCree, but McCree has at no point actually looked at us during this point. So, we're coming after this Symmetra right now. Symmetra's not my concern right now. If she puts her teleporter down over here, who cares? Shield generator, who cares? Now, what my concern is this Mercy. Because if Mercy gets Valkyrie, that's terrible. We want that Mercy dead. Yeah, Symmetra dying is great and all, but, like, Mercy is a higher priority target than Symmetra is. I don't care if she puts her ultimate down. I don't want their Mercy to use Valkyrie, though. It's alright, though. Our Hanzo that we have killed her anyway. So we end up dying right there from using Barrage. Sorry, our Mercy's using Valkyrie, so we get to live. May's doing this. It's very inconvenient, but she's just layered both her abilities over each other, so she's gonna die when she comes back out again. And easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No problem. We got the checkpoint. So now we gotta defend. They gotta do exactly what we did now, so no concern. It's the easiest money of our lives right here. And also, like, they're thinking to themselves right now, fuck, we gotta do exactly what they just did. So the morale is not great for their team over there. If we're gonna boop that Reaper off the edge, he would have been tilted to the end of time. It would have been incredible. So, now we do know what that Reaper's gonna do. He is gonna go all the way around the side, because, like, look at him. What's he gonna... He is looking at that edge. He's going to the edge to teleport around the back. Because we know he's going to do that, if we make the call that our team are going to be okay without us, we can go over there and try to bully him as soon as he appears, because if we get over there and meet him, like, as he's teleporting across the edge, or as he's trying to come through the doorway, we're going to kill him. We're going to bully him, and he's going to feel really bad about it, and then he'll be tilted for the rest of the round. But we have to make the call that your team is actually going to be okay over here without you, so, you know, use at your own discretion. So we were really close to this Reaper right now, which we don't want to be. He actually gets a decent shot into us and does a lot of damage. We should never be in a position where Reaper can actually get a good shot into us, honestly. So, it's okay. They're doing a terrible job of attacking the point right now. Like, have you seen these pushes? Jesus Christ, they're awful. Reaper's dead now. He's mad staggered. They got one push left right now. They got hosed during that fight, so they don't got many ult charges right now. Then soldiers died, mega staggered, worst time possible for him to die. And because he's dead, we've got free reign right now. We don't have to be afraid. He's alive again now. We have to be a little afraid. But boy, is that Mercy low. They've lost this fight. They've lost their Mercy right at the start of the fight. And now we're just going to start bullying some people. We've got Barrage for good measure, but half their team's dead right now anyway. I don't think it's going to cut. We might as well Barrage them, just make sure they fucking die. It's all about sending a message. And we win the game in the end. They helped us out a lot during that last round by being generally terrible, which is largely what playing Overwatch is about. As we can see right now, they're very upset. Lol, we just lost to a trash Pharah, shaking my head. Useless DPS, of course, the standard excuse. And currently, their Reaper's like, oh, but I got play of the game. Oh, ho, ho, good job being the best of the worst. If somebody on the losing team is like, I got gold medals, so that, you know, I got some kind of big thing, just go to them. Good job being the best of the worst. And that just sort of deflates their ego immediately. Just take the pin, deflates. So, biggest thing that stood out in this game, like, mostly mechanical stuff, honestly. Like, I don't talk about aim as it's coming up, but, like, we miss a lot of shots. Like, we get, a lot of people take longer to kill than they should, and some people get away from us when they shouldn't. But, that's, you know, whatever. Mechanical stuff, aim better isn't very helpful. That, just for the record, that is the thing that stood out the most, though, even though I didn't really comment on it, because it's not very helpful to point out. The big thing that did stand out that is worth pointing out is target prioritization, because we, like, ignore Mercy in a few situations, and, we don't, like, go off to find the Symmetra when we know that she's gone off to place the teleporter, blah, blah, blah. And we spend a lot of time, like, trying to focus tanks. We're bad at killing tanks as far. We want to avoid doing that as much as possible. We want, if there's a squishy nearby, we're better off hitting them instead, because we'll actually kill them very quickly. And there's a few situations where, like, ignore Mercy when we shouldn't. And then, like, some ult stuff, you know, like, we ult, suboptimally. We could concussive blast into better locations to ult, or we could just pick better times to ult, and then there was the one time we just shouldn't have ulted, because we died immediately after we did it. So, target prioritization, ult stuff, and then mechanical stuff. Mechanical stuff you just gotta kinda grind out, though, so it's not very, you know, just for the record, though, I did see it, it was there. Yeah, mechanical stuff, but target prioritization, ult execution, biggest things that stood out and are worth really pointing out. So thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful. I'm going to sleep now.